have in-depth coverage of this breaking news story tonight. Now, tonight's vote is a victory for Rhode Islanders who've been fighting for marriage equality for more than a decade.
Eyewitness News reporter Sean Daly joins us now live outside the State House with their reaction.
Yes, Susan and Mike, we are here on the south lawn of the State House, just a slightly different vantage point from where Susan Campbell was. There is no question that there is an electricity in the air here, both outside and earlier, of course, in the House chamber when the vote played out. We were there with a camera, and we spoke with both the Speaker of the House and several supporters of the legislation who are quite thrilled about the outcome. Take a listen.
A story about one of the astronauts, I think it was Alan Shepard, and he was up on top of the rocket in his capsule, and the various delays. It finally came over the radio, will someone light this candle? So I feel the same way. We got a little bit of speechifying, and then we're going to light the candle. Let's get it going. And yes, today we are making history. We are living up to the ideals of our founders, who believe so deeply in the words etched behind me in marble. Can you read them from back there? Yes, to hold forth a lively experiment that a most flourishing civil state may stand and best be maintained with full liberty in religious concernments. And that's the basis of our state. Historic words etched in marble. And so in my inaugural address, I did refer to those words, and I said, when marriage equality is the law in Rhode Island, we honor our forefathers who risked their lives and fortune in pursuit of human equality. I believe those words just as much today as I did then, and now I am proud and humbled to make Marriage Equality Act the law of the land in Rhode Island. I've been listening to the speeches in the House and the Senate, and we can't say it often enough. We couldn't be here today without the Rhode Islanders who for decades have fought for tolerance and freedom over discrimination and division. People such as David Cicilline. One more hand for David. Gordon Fox. Rhoda Perry. Frank Ferry. Donna Nesselbush, Michael Pisatoro, Mirth York, Josh Miller, Art Handy, Sue Sosnowski, and some who sadly are not here with us, the late Julie Pell and June Gibbs. But they are certainly here in spirit. And also, we wouldn't be here without the extraordinary efforts of Rhode Islanders United for Marriage. And Ray Sullivan and his team. The doors that were knocked on, the conversations that took place, the calls that were made to legislators, this is what pushed us over the line. I want to thank all the staff, supporters, and volunteers for their hard work and commitment to a worthy cause. Well done, well done. A lot of hard work. When your belief and heart is in something, it's easy work. And I also want to commend Speaker Fox once again, who has been a leader in this struggle for many years, for his decision to call a House vote last January. And these are historic numbers, 51 to 19. And I give great credit to Senate President Piva Weed. She called the roll, allowing her members to vote their conscience, and that tally was 26 to 12. And it is fitting, as Steve Horahan said, that we're gathered at this marvelous State House, and this beautiful building, towering majestically over our capital city, is a reminder of the one-time extraordinary wealth that once flowed through our beautiful state. And my fellow Rhode Islanders, we can have that prosperity again by growing our existing companies and the new economy of high-tech startups, the creative sector, the meds and the eds, the talented workers who are driving this economy want to live in a place that reflects their values. And now, Rhode Island does. So in closing, I want to say a few words to our many, many LGBT family members, friends, and neighbors all across Rhode Island. I know that you have been waiting for this day to come. I know that you have loved ones who dreamed this would happen, but did not live to see it. But I am proud to say that now, at long last, you are free to marry the person you love. Thank you. Thank you.
This celebration today is the culmination of years of hard work by so many people. Most of us who are here today, as the governor said, but some who are not. The early and vigilant fighters of civil rights, Julie Pell and June Gibbs, Senator Rhoda Perry, Murph York, John Roney, Michael Pisatoro, Will Fitzpatrick, Chuck Levesque, Sean Coffey, and David Cicilline, just to name a few. All of whom were standing up for marriage equality before it was popular. Calling out Congressman Cicilline, you've been a pioneer in this area, and you continue to be a leader in the nation, and we thank you very much for that. As we gather to celebrate this historic moment, it's important that we recognize leaders like Speaker Fox and Donna Nesselbush, Susan Cisnowski, Josh Miller, Juan Pichardo, Art Handy, and Deborah Giro, and Frank Ferry. The people who carried Rhode Island across the finish line to become the 10th state to provide the freedom to marry. Ray Sullivan and his entire team, as the governor said at Rhode Islanders United for Marriage, ran a sophisticated, professional, and respectful campaign, unlike anything the state has ever seen. From mobilizing grassroots armies to organizing vast coalitions of faith leaders, business and labor leaders, and families across Rhode Island, Ray and his team highlighted the personal stories at the center of all we are doing. In so doing, they created a climate where legislators could talk with their constituents about what marriage means to all families in Rhode Island. The next person I'm going.
We are now here on another vantage point. You can hear certainly the energy in Governor Chafee's voice and in this gentleman's voice. Now let's take it inside, where my cameraman and I were in there just after the vote was taken, and we spoke with Speaker Fox and several supporters of this legislation, and it would be hard to overestimate the thrill that was in the air. Take a look and take a listen.
It's wonderful. Wonderful. So all of the New England states.
It's a full sweep for New England.
Yes, definitely.
Your thoughts?
I never thought this day would come. I'm overwhelmed. I'm stunned. I'm thrilled.
You know, our son has been an amazing spokesperson for this issue and really talked about choosing love in the Senate Judiciary, and today really is about love.
Tell me why it's important for you to be here for this history.
It's important to watch history being made. It's important to beam love to the Speaker as he stands up for us.
Mr. Speaker, history happened on your watch.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. That's meaningful. I mean, there's rare moments that, we do a lot of legislation, and we do tax bills, we do a whole lot of stuff. But I think, Sean, you just said it well. This is one of those bills that is history. And to be on that podium as a kid that grew up in Providence, Rhode Island, has never left this state except for a couple of years ago to law school, it means a lot to me that our home state has now joined the other 5 New England states where we recognize marriage equality.
You saw it right there. Speaker Fox is rarely at a loss for words, but in that moment when I put it to him that history happened on his watch, you saw with your own eyes a couple of seconds there, he didn't quite know what to say. But he, of course, regrouped as he does, and is a man of usually many, many words and can go on and on as he does. And he just is as happy as I've ever seen him. I think that pretty much captures Speaker Fox's emotional state at the moment, and it squares with pretty much all of the other emotional states of the winners here. Of course, the other side, not so much. We'll be getting to that in a moment. For now, live here at the State House with the Providence Mobile Newsroom, Sean Daly, Eyewitness News.